9:37 in the almost night. Robin Hood is going back to see him. I see new moon on the left and on the skylight in the night. To dog as it goes up in the tree, the top of there up there. As the way goes up there. As a minute, as a minute, as a way to go. As a minute, Courtney's not here. She's not seen me in a long time. The moon is left over there on the left beside the still. As you know that has to communicating. As the weird goes, as the somewhere. As a lot of people live there in that house. As a lot that's gonna have to do something about all these things that are left. Do-da. As the records, as they live there. As long as to design it into different. As long as to my different ones. Do-da, do-da. Boom! Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the great things I ever met. This is the songs that left over things to forever. That's the longest damn thing that ever. Woo! Oh, okay, guys. So, you can see me almost in the nightfall, guys. So, I have to do something, you know. What I do is some about very most interesting. I learned how to sing a long song in the outside when I'm walking. So how's it about me doing here so far today? So I'm vlogging outside with the singing videos. Woo! So I've been walking there about for the last 4 days ago. So Chris Josh was left from my house. So I only thinking about huge things that about why is he doing that. That he's hung on there. All the things to know. So what he thinks about it once in a moment. So I ever forgot. But he ever forgot something. Boom. Kind of incredible things. So other such things. There's a lot of skies and it's blue right there on the street. That's what my reason is. That's a good point. The sky is blue. The sky is really blue, very closer and closer again. So Jordan's not here. But I can't talk to her still for a long time. So anything if she went home? Shh. I don't want to listen to her. Only about my friend Rachel there from Central Washington. Go Wildcats. She says, go Wildcats, go. So she was right over there about to be different things. Ever such things. What I gotta say, I feel surprised at walking in the most of the day and the night. So I just playing the leftover about Ties War to do something about Pirates of the Caribbean Ties of War series, like a gaming like iPads, iPhones, cell phones, and include a guy. Boom. Shit. That's what involves anyone. So dun 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 dun. Boom. Hey there, mateys. This is Discovery Scouts, the Pirates of the Caribbean film series here. Today is Saturday, July 8, 2017, in the night. So I'm walking around during the exercise time. So from eating for the garlic chicken, from jambalaya mixed with rice and sausage. Still, I still have too much eating stuff for the lost weight still. So I will send the messages for my new friend here on YouTube channels. So maybe Jesse literally just reaction to the quick quit his job on YouTube. Probably exactly about Psycho Dad was supposed to be doing here. Maybe Big Brother has to quit on YouTube until about 14 days. So for the kind of hell is us thinking about who quits about the YouTube channels. Come on, guys. You have to go back for the joiner while you're working on a Twitch, streaming, Patreon, and streaming like Tony Tornado. And it's me, Martha, and Nerdy Millie Mulder. That's what she says. So, sure, can't believe there's such things about reaction to the dislikes Charlie Chill. He's kind of like reaction called it watching the Angry Grandpa shows. Okay, behind the camera, Bridget West, Michael Green, and Charles Green. Like he was literally 67 years old. He's kind of a damn old. He was kind of if we really think about it. Really, dude? But a child student is supposed to mean to, you know. I even feel exactly what it's supposed to mean to. Could you like to see that thing? The who is about exactly what it's supposed to mean to. You know, it's kind of about to really piss us off. So maybe Defiance rages over about the girl on the blonde hair, like a pink. The humans that didn't like it the most interesting. But I hope it's not things really much, the very most moment, that very much really mad at them to each other. Maybe who got about YouTube channels, who were hellish about to think about, who quits about Psycho Series 2 and YouTube channels. And who quits the YouTube channels? Who tells about to think about it, who familiar about it sometimes about who did about kid behind the camera. But Tony says, who is it Charlie Day? But Samantha says, who is it Michael Green and Charlie Day? The fat kid punched Bridget West. He was trying to yell at them on the inside of the kitchen at the table. Then starts raging himself over about his videos all the time. He seemed the ones in against you. I have to really think about who do that at any time. So I haven't really watched hell of this thing ever to say that again. So I'm gonna have to talk about something, you know, really most of the revenge of Tony Tornadoes. He seemed to like a met before for Jugger Nuggets for VidCon, Larry's Abraham, Psycho Dad, Big Brother Jeffrey, and Camille Georgie Stahlbarger. So Terry Ridgway, she allegedly took pictures on the hospitals. She was pray for help, pray for Terry for Psycho Mom. She was consideration about the last year from last 3.5 years on December 12, 2012 through June 6, 2016 during the Psycho series and 50 videos. So anytime. So 7 hours 20 minutes ago. This is called the documentary videos on DVD during the VidCon. So they're doing the celebration on next year. So anytime during the 123 days. So I hope things are really wet out there. It's as much to be different. I kind of about the really walk there very most interesting to those who had to come to see me anywhere. So so it might be different, might be anything. So and I have seen so far, and I know that there's such things about really goes there. Because or who has said anything about the sarcasm failure systems? It's really important thing about why you're doing work and about very interesting. If in some cases we're doing it for me, alright? So if I got to the walkout and through walk through, and it's about the very most of the interesting is long as it stays, as long as about the Tony's looks like it's about to. So Michaels has special to do. While he says, "Who is Tony Tornado?" as crazy boyfriend. Hey, he literally put out on the playlist on the crazy boyfriend, and the psycho boyfriend, and Millie Mulder, Samantha, and Tony Tornado. While they're doing the parody cast of the crazy boyfriend, it's just literally about the cast it all the way over and over again. So why am I doing it about those videos? Why am I doing it about those videos anytime? So we were reaction to do something about fat kid loses his dog. You know, the dog pound from 5,000 chocolates on $8,000, and that's what the Tonys do. She stole his credit card from his room. She's got her problem there. She got about through something about get her about some Twitch, doing a great homemade jobs for job hunt, interesting, and kind. What kind of job hunt are they doing? While she's working. Woo! Let's show this about it, guys. A lot of those things about it interesting for reasons. Ever familiar sometimes about are all of the stuff that about interesting about Sam was thinking about Twitch streaming and Patreon where Tony is. Her brother was every time to see it about we're always working about 24-hour minimum. Here is signing it about interesting for sometimes for Hillary Clinton. She says, "I love American Civil War. I like her. She is a great person in the world. She's like about a few seconds to the left, as long as it really can. That's as long as it be decided to really agree with you, and those who really decided, those who haven't decided, guys. So that's just gonna have to records me. That's what it's supposed to do. So so I have to feel something about a very moment there. I just wanted to know the very excitement to see very problem there. Tony just alliteration is about give his camera on, turn it on there. So I was watching the reaction for she was kidnapped. I actually remember that about last 11 months ago. Sam was kidnapped. She was just signing nations to the kidnappers. Two bad guys are Berkeley suspected. She can't really know about she got her phone while she's calling her brother. She's kind of the damn thing about calling the police, sheriff, and patrol the Metropolitan Police Department. And why is she going to? And what kind of hell is that supposed to mean to? And what's she just gonna react? Boom. Hey, I'm a ghost. I'm a dark natural. I'm the dark nat ghost. I'm a human. Boo! Boo! Like a swag. I miss the swag right now, so I'm gonna have to replay every year for last 3 years from Emerald Ridge High Schools. So I really miss them so much. So maybe I've been doing myself against anybody. So I feel sorry about terrible things. My terrible things happened about last 3 years. That was about the really damn thing. It's just most of them have to really fucking such things about who let me go from my friends do. Now they're our staffs. She has the villains. She has the heroes, or the villains has supposed to do something about one of my really most experiences from my lifetimes. So maybe also they have the most here about. I was in the graduation from a high school from the June 14, 2014. I was in the hanging out for the Thursday, June 12, 2014. So I was hanging out to outside to playing something about the George, Johnny, Michelle, and down on the inside of the commons room, side of the commons into the table for parties and senior sunsets. So man, I can't believe for my old friends had to say goodbye, and they'll be right back as soon as I can. And though I have to be different for once and for all. So Kaisa, Michaela, Mackenzie, Michaela, Jordan, Kelsey, Ryan, Logan, and Theodore, Blade, Michael, and Jordan, and Chandler's in the Puyallup with Keely, and she went to the wedding in about the last 7 months, 6.5 months. So she was half of the difference, guys. So she originally made it to the size of about as long as the realistic can for to believe you. If it's half under the been not real sort of sophisticated, real is not as long as they can. As long as it's been damn with them in the messed. As long as it's been messed. As long as it's been messed, my friends. So I have my new friend on the YouTube channels. I subscribed Elliot Giles, Ben Phillips, Nana Giles with her old woman, Terry Whichway, Jeff Whichway Sr., Jeffrey, Jesse, and Georgie, Uncle George, Melissa, and Emily Stahlbarger. So you see me how to really glad you to be there about a whole lot of thing. So for any time for nightmare before it has to be about interesting things, it has to be the dark side. There's a dark side over there. So if you can't see it about the neighbor's house out there, they have a light on it there. It's mostly they have to see is anything. You know, that's not half it gonna be about the records me. So it's so amazing and so amazing. It is so much to be amazing. It's things about it really different about our lifetimes. So I see the light right out there for about 1, 2, 3. So they have no light. It doesn't have a light on. So and it don't have to see me for the once and for all, once in a one time. It doesn't about to care about them. It doesn't care about people. So it has to be a mess, mates. So so it has to be the assignments. So all of that to do is most moment. So hopefully they're gonna have to think about it. I see shadows in the night. So I saw the shadows most of the side about very most interesting there. So they have to be messed up there. So I got it messed up. Is this really most interesting? Really it's not. Really that bears me, but no more for the reasons. They're like it says, don't think about it. So just like Emmy Olsen, it says the haunted horror hour. Just remember that, guys. The movie's on a horror movie every October and 31 days. Don't think about it. You don't think about it. So it embarrasses a lot. If I can't believe you, that's about to have to records me. So I was gonna have to run. That's gonna have to be swear. That's gonna have to run. I was gonna kind of count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit, car's coming. Sorry, minis. The car's coming. Oh, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, I see the truck. Come on, guys. Come on, man. They'll go in tonight. If you can't see me, we'll do that all the time. Whew. I see the rats go. I can't see the key. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Nope. Let's go try one. That's really fun and about nightmare. So, damn, almost it's 10 in the night. Jeez. I just want to read about a very sweat a lot things. You know, I was running it about 3 minutes ago, and the nightmare is coming. So I seen that about the cars in there. There's a truck. That's a lot of good truck. That's a lot of one truck and a very interesting. You know, as long as they're in the most of the revealing moments they're there, as many as I can. As much really about the very fun in there about most of the moments, and for the hell is it about to really think about it? You use your photo about to the who bears out about who opened the door outside. As long as they're really pissed off with it most of the moments, and they're not forget or something in most of the moments. And if you do something about as long as about whatever, if it didn't need it, so it's confusable. So it's just really most decided. It's gonna have to take a while. So you do something about very favorite. So don't get excitement to see about very helpful. For once, in thinking about the most moments that are there. So who told them? He told me about who lied about them, but very interesting. And let's gonna have to think about it. You do most of the very most. You do have it in the favor, the why and the most of the power of playing the game a lot. So interesting about the Pirates movie is called about wiki recent activity. So they can't unfortunately a lot of the business of workers on the Disney Giant Bruckheimer films, and Hans Zimmer's not here, so Gio Sinelli's gonna be here about while hearing the help working on the music being by composers, complete and extended scores. So send it to Justin S to September 26th, and the ones that you have in the moments of where you get there. And see, so you have to be here. So Justin S has to be here about 30 or till the end of September. So once is a good thing about for the very moments. So what I have to thinking about supposed to do something is also they have the most of the minis he can, and Justin has lost it about the playlist for the music thing. And there's about Pirates of the Caribbean on 1st, 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. And upcoming movies about 5th, Them and Tell the Tales. So it's long as about a minutes to count about 2 hours and 9 minutes. Almost about 10 minutes to be a less. 1 more minute to be a lesser size. So many some things about the ships and the gallery stuff is called the Black Pearl. The most of the half of the East Indian man. In the pirate galleon, they have on about rebuilding and things about the mid 1690s. So as long as you believe it about most of do have for the Queen Anne's Revenge, they build it up for about for the mid 1710. So La Concorde from French, from England, Concorde, and the pirate as Queen Anne's Revenge. And news about the Blackbeard, who was killed by the British Royal Navy in the mid 1718th. So his ships ran aground for built in beautiful inlet, North Carolina. He ran aground to sink down to the ocean floors. He hit the floor. He ran aground for no reasons. He hits the reef. He tries to sink it over to the down there about 300 feet tall. They know about each other. They were sunken into depths. Lost of 40 cannons. They like it about the secret of the Blackbeard ships as the Queen Anne's Revenge. So the transformation and his second flag from the mid 1720s, and his ship is new, was reunited to his powerful dark matching sails and 20%. As the knots of about 20 boost percent. As also they have it came over to about for the last 30 years. When he was captured on bottles there on British, Spanish, French, and Dutch homeland, or pirates. Or to think about the Black Pearl was encountered by the Blackbeard ship, was attacking by the Hector Barbossa's crew, was it in the mid 1746, after the war against piracy, and the last 26 years. So he will have to think about it. Oh, sometimes you know some things about very interesting things about Blackbeard's attack for the Black Pearl. He would shrink and bottle into the trap. So he would grow down into the bottle was sunk. Here was a dark magic sails, was a sort of trident. He wasn't a powerful thing. He wasn't about a battleship. He wasn't a shrink and bottle there, putting it on his cabin, into his tie over into the small net. So he closes the door. He closes the door, and he tries to put the knots. He tries to put the locker and his keys into the locket. When Jack Sparrow sees the Black Pearl in the bottle, trapped it into Jack the Monkey and Conan's para. When Conan's not here, he is not playing pirates anymore. So he's done about for the last 4 years, for the last 10 years. So David Billy, he was old. He was kind of very missed him so much. He's sad about Conan's parrot, and Jack the Monkey misses of the Barbossa so much about the last 5 years. He told it about interesting there after the Blackbeard's death into the Fountain of Youth. When it seemed to sailing through the Tortuga for the make way, mid 1751. After that, for encounter by ghost ships, the Silent Mary, Amanda Salazar and his ghost sailors. Here was encounters for the opening of the ship in the hull in front of the Queen Anne's Revenge. Here was the new red sails into the 10 of them into the pirate flag. Knows about the Barbossa's second flag. Knows about the red ones should be away orders. and that takes about half of the crew was his fate in death. His ships was seemingly abandoning former Blackbeard ships of the middle of the sea, so they just alert your relations about fate is unknown. So when the Queen Answer events stops the ship, stops in the middle of the sea, was left behind. He left over about every 15 minutes. Do whatever decides. Once and for all about the Queen Answer events was a memory, guys. So I hope we're gonna have a scene there. Don't forget to subscribe to our content and follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google Finds Camera, and Google Chat, Patreon, Twitch, and streaming gaming channels, Jolly Star, Elmer, New Jersey, Cocker Story Talk, Tom Allen Hangouts on links in the descriptions. On YouTube 24 hours, actor, actress, director, my new friends here on interesting. So also about 6,000 today, and include 15,000 of them on Anaheim, California on VidCon. So thank you so much for coming in. So I hope we're gonna see you guys. I'm really hungry. I'm starving right now. I love you guys. So feel free to death. Then don't forget to keep it rich, mateys.